Hello and welcome to devlog number 3 of the game that I'm going to call Shamans and Mushrooms. First of all, I want to show you two new towers that I've added to the game. The first one is the mushroom tower, and what that does is it grows mushrooms around it, simple as that. So if you wait 10 seconds it grows a mushroom, as you can see. I added another tower, and the other tower is called the obelisk, and what that does is it fires a ray of light. I'll show you now. As you can see there, it's the most powerful tower in the game, and it will cost quite a lot of gold to build. The reason I added the mushroom tower was because eventually on the map the mushrooms would run out. So the mushrooms that spawn randomly in the wild, they'd run out and the player would not have any way to go out into the world. So eventually you reach a point where you can build a golden pyramid called the mushroom tower, and it spawns mushrooms so the player can just eat one and then you can go out into the world. It's kind of like an end game for the player. How the mushroom tower works is, if you place it down and it's surrounded by grass, it will grow a mushroom on the grass, but if there's no grass there, it won't grow anything. So I added the animations for gathering things. It's still placeholder, as you can see. What it does is it takes time for you to what it does is when you're gathering, it stops you from moving, it restricts your movement, so it takes longer now for the player to gather resources. Same for building as well. It takes twice as long for the buildings to be built than the trees to be cut. Oh, that one, I've missed that one out. Yeah, so now we have animations. What I'm going to do next is, you see this tower here, the one that's firing the light, the obelisk. I'm going to make it so it slows down the enemy when it hits them. So it's like a debuff that slows them down. So that's my next job. Right, so I've finished the code for the slow debuff. Now let's test it out. So this is the most powerful tower in the game because it slows the enemy down and it does the most AoE damage. You just need to, here they are. It should work. No, it doesn't seem to be working. I'll work on it again. So I added the slow effect to the towers, to the obelisks. As you can see, when they shoot the enemy, it slows them down. It slows the speed down to like 90% lower than what their normal speed is. I also increased the cooldown time of the tower because it was firing too often previously. But yeah, it slows them down now, so I'm happy with that. I also increased the damage a little bit as well. Now it looks like a ray of light. I'm impressed with it. So I added a graphic that shows where the player is. It shows where the player is on the tile map. As you can see, it follows him pretty much. And I did one for the mouse as well, so you know where you're clicking and you know what tile you're placing structures on. But sometimes you can get it wrong. Sometimes if you placed it there, it would place it below it, but now you can see where you're placing your tiles. If I was stood there, I would think that it's going to place the tile where I'm stood, but it'll place it there instead. So as I've been playing my game, I've built everything pretty much. Yeah, I have. I've built everything. All the towers. I've got a farm. And I've realised that there's no more stone on the map. So I came up with an idea. I'm going to place like mines on the map, random mines, so the player can get more stone. And I'm also going to reduce the spawn rate of the enemy, because you don't really get a chance to go out into the wild. So I'm going to double the spawn rate, the spawn time, and place mines on the map so the player can go into the mines and get more rocks and gold or stone. So that's the end of the video. If you like what you see, subscribe and send me a comment, send me some suggestions, and I'll consider adding them into the game. But for now, I'm signing off. Bye.